Mike, are you a jump to the left guy or a step to the right guy?
More of a step to the right guy.
That figures. Well, you can practice all that now on this is cool. We came across a Rocky Horror Show video game. Always dicey when a movie property, particularly kind of a quirky movie property like Rocky Horror, makes its way to a video game on what your experience is going to be. But I gotta tell you, this thing came out October 1st from FreakZone Games, and I think it looks pretty good. Did you get a chance to watch some of the gameplay and the trailer for it?
Yeah, I've only seen the I haven't played the game, but I did see the trailer and I do think it looks good. Now, are you a Rocky Horror guy?
I am. I enjoy it quite a bit. I tried to watch the sequel, Shock Treatment, and not I'm having a harder time with that one. I just but I just think Rocky Horror was just the songs in it were so strong. Um and just and obviously Tim Curry's performance was ridiculous. It was so good. Um but yeah, so I'm big. How about you?
Yeah, I'm a big Rocky Horror fan. I like Shock Treatment, but I mean, it's nowhere. It's on a very different level than Rocky Horror is on, and then by that I mean a much lower level than Rocky Horror is on. But I grew up watching Rocky Horror Picture Show. I remember catching it. I really didn't know much about it. I remember catching it late night on TV though as a kid, and I just liked the songs. I recognized Meatloaf. I recognized Tim Curry at that point because of it, and so I was just like, "This is great. Like, I need to see this whole movie and find out more about this." So I was a big fan of it. I think like a lot of people, I didn't at first know that shock treatment existed until somebody told me about it. Then I watched it and I found out why. And again, I don't hate it. I just don't think it's anywhere near that quality. And I think even to this day, as much of a part of culture as Rocky Horror Picture Show is, I think there's a lot of people who don't know that shock treatment exists. There was supposed to be a third one that Richard O'Brien had talked about for quite a while that obviously never materialized as well. And there was a remake, which was terrible. Did you see that, sir?
A remake of Shock Treatment?
No, of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I did not see the remake.
It is terrible. It's-
Well, I can't imagine anybody other than Tim Curry pulling that role off. I mean, he kind of it's kind of like the Heath Ledger Joker type of thing in terms of you're gonna have to if someone else is gonna take it and own that part, they're gonna have to do something amazing in a different way and not be copying. And I just can't do that. And as I was so I was doing some searches about this game and uh, some other things. And so that all of a sudden my YouTube suggested videos started populating like high school and local theater versions of Rocky Horror. So I had to kind of go to Time Warp on each of those to kind of decide uh, what the performance would be like. And they were all pretty wanting. They just it was just Rocky Horror, the original was just so well done that it's very hard to match it up from there. But
yeah, and I think too is first off, the songs are great. But I think part of it too is you can't, and so many movies have come out that have tried to manufacture what Rocky Horror has, as far as the quirkiness and the cult following and all that stuff. And you really just can't do that. It's very similar to like I always use Evil Dead as an example. Like the Evil Dead movies, so many movies have tried to do the over the top horror and slapstick comedy mixed together. And it's just such a perfect mixture that it works for those movies. And you can't really fake that, and Rocky Horror has that too. It's not just the songs because there's other musicals that have come along of a similar kind of vein, and even if the songs have been good, the movie just doesn't land the same way because it's just not that right balance that this happened to strike. And if you want to see what I mean, watch the remake because those are the same songs, and it's terrible. I feel like I said that, but it's worth saying again.
yeah, Yeah, and I think, and while we've been, uh, throwing flowers at Tim Curry's performance, everybody else, Richard O'Brien, uh, Susan Sarandon, Barry Bostwick, that was just, I don't know, they all excelled. I thought really, really Columbia. I just really enjoyed it quite a bit. So what I liked on this is, as I mentioned, I go to see Time Warp on any of these other knockoffs that are out there. So I was very pleased to hear a version of Time Warp brought to 8-bit world or 16-bit world that was respectable. I thought pretty good. The characters, the sprites look pretty. They're still 8-bitty or 16-bitty in terms of the way they look, but all recognizable riffraff. Spot them right away. Looks like you get to play multiple characters, Dr. Scott and some, and others. So you get to do some things. So it looks like a pretty crazy fun game. It's it said October 1st was when it was to be released for PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. And so I have not made the purchase yet, but I'll be going to Steam and picking it up because it looks pretty fun. Or maybe
Yeah,
Switch.
this is
I can't
it's
decide.
definitely one I'm going to be buying. There's three games I'll be buying this month that they're also doing Retro Realms is putting out Halloween and Evil Dead as retro
Oh yeah.
16-bit
Yeah.
games. And if you buy both of them, you can actually cross the games over. So you can play as Ash in the Halloween game and vice versa. So that I'll be buying both of those as well.
Yeah. And we may need to do a show on that one. Maybe get that and get some game experience before we do that. But yeah, that's true. So that's two for me because I'm gonna need getting Rocky Horror and the gotta get me some Ash. My Army of Darkness is the greatest movie of all time. I've got to get that mashup. But it'll be pretty cool. I would love the idea of them being able to kind of jump worlds on that. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely to me. That's because I mean, there's been a lot of Evil Dead games. There have been Michael Myers did there was a Halloween game and he's appeared in some other stuff, but there's been a lot of Evil Dead games going all the way back to Commodore 64. There was an Evil Dead game shortly after the original movie was released. So I mean, there's been a ton of games. They've largely been good, the ones that I've played. I don't know if you've delved into a lot of them.
I've got a PlayStation 2 Evil Dead,
Okay.
but that's really been about it.
But this not only looks really good, it's got kind of a retro arcade game look to it. But I love the idea of being able to cross over Halloween and Evil Dead.
Yep, 100%. Um, so did you say your third one? So it's these two, and what's the third game you're planning to get?
Rocky Horror and then Evil Dead and Halloween.
Oh, those two. Okay, yeah.
Those two,
All right,
yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I was viewing them as one, but yeah, no, they are two actually. So yeah,
Yeah,
so I
you do
guess I'll
have
be
to buy
buying
them
those.
separately.
I'll be buying those three as well. So cool. Let us know in the comments if you plan on picking up any of these or you have other recommendations. Check out FreakZone Games. Looks like they've got some interesting things. Look like a highly creepy cornfield based one. It looks like it would be a hoot to play. So kind of check that out. You may also, you probably want to like and subscribe to the channel so you can hear Mike and I talk about the games we're going to buy more often. Sometimes we review games we've bought and do that as well as other things as well. Talk a lot about retro games. You'll get a little bit of music on occasion. We'll talk about Doom a lot. And I think we're over our claw machine phase, but we talked about those for a little
For
bit too.
now.
Yeah, it could come back. Who knows? VR claw machine, still the way to go as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to that channel, hit the bell. Um, by doing so, your world will be opened up to the daily release of Hard No, the world's shortest podcast, which Google's changing some rules, and the world's shortest podcast could go up to 3 minutes. I was reluctant telling you that because I think we've tended to shoot for us. So I've always been we've had to be under a minute to be short on YouTube, but they're going to, I think, around October 15th, open up shorts to 3 minutes long. Um, so it'll still remain the world's shortest podcast. We're gonna leave those other 2 minutes on the table. It's still kind of shoot for that under a minute. and to share your appreciation for us staying dedicated to the OG YouTube Shorts time limit, you should probably go buy some merchandise from our store. Check it out. Lots of fun T-shirts uh, and uh, and some not so fun T-shirts. So, anything else, sir?
No, I think that covers it. So
Well,
this is definitely, I know we didn't do this as an official skip it listed buy it, but this is a buy it for both of us, I
yeah. Well, we can. I tell you what, we'll wave a wand and say this is an official skip it listed buy
think.
it. I'm a buy it, Mike.
Buy it.
Good. Now we can have the title of our video be a skip it listed buy it. So we're both buying it. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bog Panda.